Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, a divine psychic, delivering messages to you from the higher realms. Welcome in everyone. So, alright, this is going to be a winter solstice update, actually, is what I just heard. It's going to be an update, right? Because we've already had winter solstice, and I've been seeing lots of beautiful content coming out all over in the collective, and everybody's been feeling these massive shifts, right? And it's like, for a lot of you, like, I feel you feel or have felt this shift, okay, but you haven't seen things yet. And it's kind of like, for a lot of you, you could be going through dark night of the soul, literally, like, the cycles are closing out, and you know that these new beginnings are coming in. And it's like you're starting to feel that they're coming in. Or maybe it's like you're even starting to see. You know how sometimes you can start to see that things are going to get to be better, even if they haven't just I don't know how to explain this. It's just like, maybe it's like if somebody like was very sad or depressed, right? And you were really trying to help them, and you're like, well, I can't help them until they get out of this. But then now it's like, you know, that they've let the depression go. They have found like a hobby or an interest or something, and even though it's like they're not fully in it yet, just that thought, that inspiration, you're like, oh my gosh, like they have something to work for. Like, you know that they're going to go down this amazing path, that they're going to heal from it. Whether this is your energy that's surrounding you, because I'm kind of feeling it for both of you right now, right? I don't know why I just said for both of you like that. Maybe this is whatever. I'm just gonna go with the flow of the energy. So but what I'm getting at is that this the solstice energy, like what they were showing me is, it's like these seeds that have already been planted are starting to take off and starting to grow, right? And for some of you, like, maybe you're seeing these little tiny sprouts, right? Right, these ideas. But for those of you that are not seeing it yet, but you're just feeling it and kind of you're waiting, like, it's all like in divine timing, right? And that's why I feel that I wanted to do like an update of solstice, because a lot of us have been putting like the projections out there in a way wrong, and it's kind of affecting how we see them come in, right? It's like I've been hearing like a lot about the portals, right? The triple portals, right? With 12/12 solstice, and 12/21, right? Falling on that with the ones and the twos and all of that. But it's like, for a lot of us, like, we've been waiting, like, normally with portals, like, because we have portals each month of the year, right? The synchronicities and the numbers, they open up these energetic gateways that allow us to connect with the energies that were cosmically in alignment, the planet influences and all of that, right? And they help us, right? In each month, each zodiac sign that we're in, that portal is going to intensify whatever zodiac season that we're in, right? Like, we're no longer, I just realized that, yeah, I keep thinking we're in Sagittarius season. Oh my gosh, we're in Capricorn now. Wow. Like, that totally just slipped it for me. For some of you, it could be just a shift like that. Like, it's a mindset. So yeah, I constantly like think about the sign that we're in, because that's a big influence, right? And it's not just for if you have Sagittarius like in your main placements, because we all feel it, because that is the main energy that's being projected that season, right? So okay, so with the portals, right, we feel those portal energies kind of the entire season that we're in that. So it's a lot, I mean, it's more stronger. Of course, it peaks on the portal days, right? 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12. That's what I mean. We just had our 12, 12 portal. But see, like I was saying, the energies for 12, 12 run through 12, 21, right? So we had that big closing out of the portal energies for December for 12, 21, which falls in alignment with a switching over to Capricorn season, right? So a lot of these opportunities come in, and especially in December, we have 2 new moons. Our first new moon was on the beginning of December. Our second is on the end. So we had a new moon in Sagittarius season, and now we're having this new moon in Capricorn. But really, it was 2 full moons within a calendar month. So this is like a rare black new moon that we have, which I know it's just going off of the numbers and the influence, but it really does matter. So what I'm getting at is, like, I think for a lot of us, knowing that maybe the projections have been we're waiting for this new moon to bring in these new opportunities, but you need to realize that they've already came in. Like, I was investigating solstice a lot, and like, yes, solstice does open up a portal, right? An energetic gateway where these energies come in. But solstice portal is different, and that's why I wanted to say like an update. Is I was even saying we're under the influence of 3 portals, a big manifestation day on 12/21. Like the biggest manifestation portal day was on 12/21 because of the influence and all these energies, right? But don't think that you missed it though, that you didn't take advantage of it, because with the solstice portal is literally, it's not like the other ones where it's this openness of a week, 2 weeks, or the entire, zodiac season. The portal literally happens at that exact moment. And I was investigating it, right? As solstice is felt, and the entire planet is felt at the exact same time. 5:55 on the clock as I say that. 4:21 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time, was when solstice happened, right? And so most of us were sleeping, right? And I literally said, like, I woke up, and it was interesting because I woke up like an hour after, and I sprung up, and like things already felt different. Like, I knew it was solstice and all of that, but, and I literally said, for a lot of you, I think when I did that reading, I said, you could literally like wake up and feel differently. Wake up and have that new perspective, that new whatever. Because literally, like, when that happens, at that exact moment, there was a shift on every single soul on this planet, within the mind, within the conscious, and how we're all energetically connected. Now, whether you're aware that that shift happened or not, it did, right? But to see, we can trick our mind, our psyche, right, by telling her, like, yeah, like a lot of us know that, these new beginnings are coming in. A lot of you will hear that like solstice is a time of like reflection, which it is, and that's what I mean. It's this big closing out, and it's the start of winter season, right? So a lot of us get into that kind of rejuvenation energy, that rest, reflect, right, and all of that. That's why, it's kind of that hibernation time. But that's what I mean. I feel like that's why this needed to be an update and like a correction. Because for a lot of you, it's like these amazing opportunities, these new beginnings, like they're already here. Literally, when you woke up, okay, your mind was already shifted. You already got that energetic shift. And especially with, it had to do with the alignment, right, of Capricorn, and then start being Capricorn season. But hold on. It's this moment of transition that shifts from darkness to light. Okay, and what else was I saying? So, like, solstice literally means the standing sun. Okay. The reason the word standing is used is that during a solstice, the sun is either at its highest point in the sky. I should have took notes. But I got excited. I just wanted to wing it. So, all right, I don't remember what part I was looking up here, but so when this alignment happened, right, it's like I don't know how to explain it. It was almost like an energetic upgrade for everyone, like a major like clearing, and it has to do with a lot of the other astrological alignments, right? I probably should investigate this, but I don't like to get my readings too astrological, right? Because I remember when I was first getting into this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know a lot about astrology, but I would get into these readings and I wouldn't understand. People would be talking about transits and all these different, and I'm like, I don't even know what a transit is. So I don't want to go too far into the astrological significance of it. I mean, you can look it up, but the main message that I'm getting out here is that, like, if you're still waiting for like the portal to bring something in and things like that, it's like, you don't have to. It's this time of creation. It's like when this major event happened this year, it was almost like sealing, if not closing out, karmic cycles. Okay, a lot of the pain, a lot of the old, outdated things because of the energetic shift and things that have been going on. Like, it's just like those aren't going to happen anymore. And I know a lot of you might not understand what that means, but it's like, you're going to constantly create what it is your mind is kind of programmed to see and feel, what you are consuming, right? not just physically, mentally. What are you watching? What are you seeing? What is the way of your talking, right? Like for some of you, you could have literally just all of a sudden felt more optimistic. So now maybe you were coming out of depression or coming out of like self-sabotaging belief systems or thoughts, or the way that you were talking. Maybe all of a sudden you felt more, you kind of felt different because you got energetically upgraded to where you don't feel that energy, right? But for some of you, like if you're not feeling that yet, you don't feel any different. It's the programming, right? So maybe this is where you need to change what you're subscribing to. I just heard. So for some of you, it's what you're subscribing to. It's your subscribers. It's your things. Because you need to realize like this is like a rejuvenating energy, right? So you need to be open to the new. So for some of you, like if you're always watching, I'm not saying replace anything, but upgrade. Be open to new things, new opportunities, new, to come into, right? So any of the things, like if you feel as though something is like low vibrational and stuff, like then don't surround yourself with that. Like if you're gonna listen to like confirmation on my phone, if you're gonna like constantly watch low vibrational music and movies and you know what I mean, like that is like literally what you're gonna be seeing outwardly. Where if you start to feed yourself more high vibrational things, you start to raise your vibration, right? And it's kind of like the way your mind's programmed to. Like we don't realize how much they get our minds kind of in this matrix. They program our minds to literally run off of their programming, right? They keep us so busy and distracted by focusing on money, material, and then just distracting our minds. Like you're basically like a zombie whenever you're watching a flick and you're watching Netflix, you're getting sucked in. And look at what it does now. It just energy harvests you and constantly has you feeding into it and searching and looking. And you know how much mental energy goes into that just to pick like a show, and then you're sitting there and you're going into your own, you're there. All these movies and things are literally portals, and you don't realize you're feeding that your mind, and you're projecting in your mind that is what you want to experience. And there's all of this subliminal stuff and frequencies and all this other fuckery that they do to control you, to keep you at a lower state. They've even changed the energetic frequency of music, y'all, like the standards, like to lower you down. There's just so much, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, so for some of you, maybe you need to completely change stuff up. Stop watching the same shows, and for the love of God, stop watching reruns. Okay, like I cannot stand that. Like so many, I finally realized that like what it is with certain people is that it's a comfort thing. Like you'll rely on like shows that you know, or reruns or repeats and things like that, because they're familiar. Like something I used to do when I was little is like the Golden Girls. Like that was always like my show, like because I didn't have my grandparents and family around, so I was abandoned a lot as a child and left alone, and that was always on late at night. So whenever I would put on those, like those were like my grandmas, you know, and like I felt so at home. And then like I realized that even in my adult life, like I remember when I was having my pregnancies, being all alone and stuff, like I'd put on the Golden Girls and stuff and watch it. And like even though I've seen those shows, like so I've seen every single episode multiple times, it was more like a safety for me. And I get it, every now and again maybe, you know, it's fun to catch up on those things. 13:33 on the clock as I say that, and have that remembrance. But if you're one where you're constantly watching repeats, you know what I mean, it's you're attaching a wounding to that, and it's an outdated wounding. Like you could realize that, like, yeah, I'm not hurt by that anymore. Like I finally realized, you know, with this life and the challenges that I've had to overcome, like I've had to learn how to be there for myself, you know, and not rely on others. And you know, I don't have that not feeling at home, not feeling family, you know what I mean? So and so it's something that like you can change in your physical, that's going to change your mental, right? So I don't know, they get me into movies and everything else. So be careful what you're subjecting yourself to, what you're subscribing to yourself. And then especially like the collective consciousness, like, oh my gosh, spiritual community is such a beautiful thing, but you need to know that it's also highly targeted. Okay. And that I see so many, I don't want to say anymore, I'm going to say I have seen so many readers and so many beautiful souls go under attack. Because I'm, you know, I'm an energy worker and healer, and I can feel the energetic shifts, and I can tell when somebody is off. And And I get it, like, especially when we're into creating content, right? And we know that we want to do it every day. And there's times when we're going through stuff and you're still like, but I don't want to let people down. Like, I want to put my content out there, but you're going to bleed out. Like, if you're wounded, you're going to be bleeding out. But then you need to know you're going to be putting that out into the community. So it's literally like, if you having a bad day and stuff, don't get on and do content and put that out for other people. Just don't. Right? And, have the love for them to not do that. You know? So take breaks, take that time for yourself, right? Don't feel like you're letting people down, and it could be for anything, right? It's just like sometimes, like, you have to take your time. Like, I know, like, if I'm in a bad mood, I don't care what time it is. Like, if I'm in a bad mood and I'm dealing with something for the day, like, and it's dinner time, like, I'll tell the kids, like, I can't make dinner right now. I gotta go calm down. We're gonna have dinner later when I calm down, because I'm not gonna go make dinner and put my angry energy into the food for my children to consume. So I don't care if they gotta go snack on some fruits and other things and wait a little bit till I can go calm down, or somebody else is gonna have to jump in and help me. You know what I mean? And it's things like that. And in the past, like, I would tell myself, like, as a mom, I would, like, nope, I gotta do this. My kids have to eat at a certain time. They have to do that. You know what I mean? And then I was finally like, no, right? Because I know too much about energy work and how it works, things like that. And a lot of you don't understand that or whatever. But you need to be careful of the energy that, like, if everybody really just cared about themselves and focused on putting themselves in the best energy, then it flows outward to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, if everybody really just, like, took care of themselves and loved themselves, oh, what a wonderful world this would be, because that really affects the energy that you give other people, right? So for a lot of you, then now they're bringing me to this, that what you were like, you attract the energy and the flow that you're in, right? And so to be able to change your mindset, sometimes you got to pull back from people, because we rely too much on people and like frequencies, and it's supposed to be showing you that, because a lot of times we need to see it externally to be able to feel it, to be able to change it, to be able to see it. And when you're aware and you see a pattern and you see a cycle, like, I feel low vibration, like, look at that person talking very down upon themselves and things like that, like, you're reflecting it at a level, so you're doing the same thing, but maybe you're not seeing how you're doing it, because remember, you're reflecting it, you're seeing it. It might not be your self-talk, like, you might not be doing it the same way, saying those things. You might not go around expressing how you venting and feeling by what you're seeing, but it's what you're feeling inside for you to reflect that. But now you're seeing it in an external point of view, right? So it allows you to see that, but you have to know, like, energetically, why did I attract this, right? And you need to learn how to change that within, right? And for some of you, sometimes you do need to pull yourself back. You need to realize that energetically, like, you, to be able to attract with more high vibrational and go into the next level up for you, then you need to, okay, source, they're coming in fast, right? That you need to up what you're subjecting yourself to. You need to open up to new things. What they were telling me too is, like, don't do it, like, too fast, right? Because if you try to upgrade too fast, you kind of tell yourself, like, you're not ready. Like for instance, like, I have such big dreams and plans and things that I want to do, and, like, I have went and found some beautiful women that are doing everything that I want, that my dreams, my plans, literally seeing them, like, literally everything that I want to, how I want to be, everything. And, like, I've aligned with some of them, and I remember at first I was just like, wow, like, that's the exact, like, type of, like, work that I want to be doing in this world and stuff. But then it was like I was starting to pick myself apart too much. I'm like, oh, well, she's probably so empowered. She's not a single mom. She doesn't have, you know what I mean? Like, you look at her doing this stuff from her home. Like, I don't even have a home. I don't even have all this stuff. Like, it's going to take me a long time for me to be able to get stable, to be able to get to where she's at. Do you know what I mean? And then I realized that by me jumping that far, like, it was really, like, it was my mindset though. So, like, for some of you, you just need to just start, like, you're not going to reach the success the same way somebody else did, because we all are unique and different, and we all have our own story and our own, and that's what's you're needing to change. You need to realize that the universe is trying to help you create what you want, and that's what we do so much, is we compare ourselves to others for validation, because we're so used to looking for that external validation or what we want to see, right? So you just need to just, whatever it is that inspires you, whatever is exciting you, whatever it is that you want to experience, take those little steps and start to surround yourself with that. And that way, that is now where you're starting to put your energy. You know, like if you're like, whatever your hobby is, like say that you want to be like, they were just showing me somebody skateboarding. So somebody wants to be like a skater or whatever, you know, and get into that. Like just you could start by just watching videos, you know, on YouTube of others, you know, that are doing that. You know what I mean? You're starting to put that in, and then start to see where then you're guided to. Then you're going to probably be aligned with some that are at the level that you're at. And then when you see that and you can start to see improvements, and you can start, you know, and it's like when you start to align yourself with things that you want, the universe helps you. Right? Instead of us getting trapped into what is trending and what is, you know what I mean, and scrolling down the recently viewed, you know, these algorithms all try to get us in alignment because that was their way to try to control the masses. But you really need to break apart more of what it is that you're aligning with. So that's what I mean. Like I'm getting this collective consciousness, right? Where it's like a lot of us are just like waiting for this saving. Like, yeah, if you're on my channel, then you already know that you save yourself. Okay, this journey is about awakening and finding that within, and mastering your emotions and controlling energy and integrating with Christ consciousness within, and knowing that you are one with divine source, God creator. We are all God here, right? We are all a fraction, a part of God, every being, right? But they've taken our power away. Otherwise, how would they control the masses, right? That's why they had us praying away, baby. That's why they weaponized and did religion and all of this stuff. It all, okay, I'm gonna stop. But you know all of that over here, right? So it's about reclaiming that power, and knowing you are one with God, divine source energy. God sees everything through you. You are walking around, so you need to connect with your higher self. Your higher self is your inner child. It's what excites you. It's what this world conditioned and try to take away from you. We have put so many labels here with religions and race and ages and all of that. The soul is ageless. The soul is ageless. Your body, right? And literally, when you're doing your passions, your dreams, and desires, you age backwards. Okay, you clean up the way you eat. You do all of those things. That's why the ones that are experienced in their life, like they look so beautiful, but they'll flip everything, and then they've targeted them. Oh, promote these products, promote these, make it feel like, oh my gosh, I could go so many ways with this. See, so anyway, what I'm getting at is that I just feel that everybody just needs to know, like, this shift, like, already happened. That's why we were feeling this. That's why in the spiritual community, like, we feel that this shift, right? But not everybody is seeing it physically happening in their life, right? Because it's that mindset, like you're waiting, because we've been so conditioned to like waiting for things. And what do they teach us in school? Wait your turn and patience and all of that. That's why it's like you got to reprogram this mind. You have to step out of your pattern, your routine, your cycle. You need to know that things are changing and shifting and starting to take action towards those things, right? So anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna leave this one here, right? I just want to get a little bit out about Solstice. They kind of took over the channel messages. I want to get into doing some cards next. Watch what every full guidance. You know that all of my readings are timeless, as time is but an illusion. It is a construct created here in the 3D realm, right? Just like how the calendars and all of that, like everything. Like stop focusing on time and dates. And I know that because of the energetic influence and all of that, but that's a whole nother reading time. But no, whenever you found this, like, this is like me giving you a key here to unlock your mind, your reality, your life. Like, you have the power. You do. When you start thinking and you start creating, you're working with God, divine source energy, because you are one with God. Stop looking for the matrix to guide you. Okay, we have these beautiful things that happen within the universe to align us to these things, right? That's why they changed everything and didn't want you following his chart, didn't want us to, okay. I'm going to stop, right? Because I want to keep this on positive, light, and uplifting, right? So be a dreamer. go after what excites you, right? Just know that when you start to change how you feel inside too, it starts to bring it. Like if you start to be optimistic and positive and thinking, I mean, you can like manifest things to you by feeling them, so that, but not waiting, because when you're waiting, you're pushing it away, because you're just like, stop, like when it, I have to wait till it comes to me. You're not opening up that energetic way to bring it in, right? And that's what I mean, like I feel like some people, like especially like if you're like me, like when you're very spiritual and you have these major astrological portals and gateways and things like that, like you think that I'm going to take advantage of it, I'm going to do this, you know. But a lot of times you're shut down. Like literally, I was going to stay up all night for solstice. What happened probably an hour before solstice? I was out. You know what I mean? But they wanted me out. They wanted me sleep, you know what I mean? That's why I popped up like, did I miss it? Like I remember like I did that or whatever. I'm like, nope, I felt it. So it was like, I was, either way, I knew that I was doing stuff in the astrals or whatever, but you didn't miss anything. You are right on track. 2555 on the clock. Does it say that? I've been seeing all these fives. 2600's been standing out to me too. Those are source code numbers, a language of light through the numbers, right? Literally, when you learn how to decode numbers, synchronicities, and all of that, that was the first language of light, baby. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was the first. They had me just say that. I used to always say it was one of the beginning languages of lights taught, whatever, the vibrational frequencies of numbers, right? I mean, I could go so much on our body and everything in them. But anyway, I'm going to leave this one here and sing love and light to all of you. So knowing that things are timeless, watch whatever readings that you feel guided to, not just my content, anybody's, right? Because you align with it energetically when you're meant to, and it's going to teach you something, it's going to activate you something, as I'm also an activator, so certain key codes, things like that, I have now activated you. I have given you a key. Now you are able to unlock something that has been blocking within, and you're able to make that change. And even if it's just something small, right? Like maybe instead of like just looking at what's trending on YouTube and Netflix, instead you're like, I'm not going to look at what's trending. I'm just going to go off of what I feel inspired to. Like sometimes I'll go grab my kid's phone just to pull up YouTube and things like that, because I don't want it off of my algorithms. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes like I'll grab their phone just to be like, you know, let me listen to something here so I'm not getting what's recommended to me. So doing something different. See where it guides you this time. All right. Love and light to all of you. Bye.